Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Strong as You Think. Today, I want to talk about money. Money is something we all have to deal with, and we all probably have some thoughts and feelings about money. How do you feel when you think about spending money? I used to feel guilt. I felt irresponsible lots of times when I spent money. I felt like I only could spend it on necessities, and spending was a necessary evil. Or is this sound more familiar about how you feel about money? Do you feel frantic? Do you feel worried that there won't be enough, so you need to spend it now or you'll miss out? Or here's some thoughts about money that a lot of us have. Money is hard. There's a limit to how much I can get. I always have to be careful. If I get more money, I must be taking away from someone else. You have to give up good things to get a lot of money. Making and having money is not for me. I get my satisfaction in other ways. So, what if none of those things have to be true? What if I told you that overspending and being tight with your money actually comes from the same place? And it comes from being afraid of not having enough money. And so many of us are afraid of not having enough money. And it shows up in almost these two opposite ways. Either we're overspending it or we're just holding it close. And it comes from, like, when we're holding it close, we just are afraid it's not going to come back. So we want to make sure we always have some. But the other way, when we spend it all, it's because we're afraid we're not going to have enough. So we spend it all on the things, thinking we may not be able to get them later. So I've got to get it all now. And so it's really interesting that the fear of not having enough kind of manifests itself in those opposite ways. But what if money comes from value? What if money comes from value? Is there a limit to how much value there is in the world? What if we can create value and therefore create more money in our lives? Isn't that possible? Aren't there things that we can do, services we can provide, things we can create that create more value in the world and that could create more money, that people are going to want those things? Now, it can be directly that we're putting services and products out in the world and getting money. But I like the karma feeling too, where when we create value in the world and put it out, it's going to come back to us. Maybe not in a one-for-one way, but I believe it does. What if we believe that if we put value out in the world, we'll be able to get what we need and a lot of what we want? Isn't that possible? What if money is a flow? Right? We're always spending and earning money. It's always flowing. That's how our whole economy works. It's not just the money sitting there, it's the money moving around that creates value, that creates that flow that's going on. And that's how it works. So, where you are now with money, it's not permanent, right? We kind of think sometimes that I don't have a lot of money. This is just the way it is for me. Okay. What if that's not true? What if you're creating value and you could get whatever you need? Now, this doesn't mean that we just believe magically money comes along whenever we want it. But I think when we start having faith in ourselves and our ability to figure out how to get what we need and what we want, we act and we show up in different ways around our money. right? If we have faith that we can get money, then we go after looking for ways and possibilities for that to happen. If we don't even believe it's a possibility, why are we even going to waste our time looking for those opportunities and looking for those possibilities? We don't. And they're not there because we don't look for them. So we have to be open to that. And I think that when we see money as a flow, right? And we see faith in ourselves, in our ability to get those things that we want and need, then we are open to the possibilities and the opportunities we have with money and with lots of things in our life. But, right now we're talking about money. And if we thought that way about money, it might not feel so hard. It might not feel so heavy because sometimes we don't want to look at the bills. We don't even want to think about money. It just feels hard. But what if we just saw it as a flow, and what if we had faith that we were going to be able to get what we needed? That we had the capability to go after that. It might not feel so heavy. And like I said, we're open to the possibilities. And I think we can think about spending money as investing money. I heard a mentor say this recently. She doesn't like to talk about spending money. She likes to talk about investing money, and how might that change things if we were using our money to invest in our future. Now, that doesn't mean we're just going to our financial advisor and investing in the stock market and stuff like that. But what it does mean is we see how what we buy now affects us in the future. And we see it in that way. And that way, we don't have to feel guilty when we spend money. We don't have to feel bad about it. But we're also being careful. We're making it important to us, right? And how do we feel about ourselves when we're doing that? We're not proving anything to ourselves and others. We're just seeing how this affects us now and in the future. We're thinking of it as an investment. So what if we thought about money as a flow, right? What if we had faith in ourselves and our ability to get what we want and especially what we need, right? And then what if we thought about money as an investment? Spending money as an investment. So let's try on these new thoughts about money and see what happens. It's going to take some practice, like any sort of changing thoughts. We talk about this in Strong as You Think a lot, don't we? We talk about our thoughts. But what if we worked on these thoughts and practiced those thoughts and see if that affects how we feel and how we show up with our money? So thank you for joining me today, and we'll talk to you next time, As Strong as You Think. Bye.